sharing how I organize my SLP planner. So if you are a school-based SLP, this episode is for you. Also, welcome back. So if we haven't met before, I'm Karen, and on this channel, I just talk nonstop about speech therapy things. So basically, this is the channel created by an SLP for other SLPs. So school SLPs have so much to keep track of. It's actually insanity. So I really needed a good system and a way to keep organized. And so it took me a couple years, but I finally figured out the absolute best system for me. And that was storing everything in a binder. So what I did is I got a binder and then I got those divider pockets with the tabs so that I could label everything. And by the way, I'll put links below in the description if you are interested in having the same setup and the same planner that I have. But regardless, I think that you'll find this video interesting and helpful on how you can keep track of everything. So I actually edit my planner in Google Slides, and then I print out all of the pages and I store them in my binder. I'd like to be able to have paper copies of everything because it's easier for me. That's what I like to do. So anyways, the first section that I have, meaning the first tab, if you will, is my weekly schedule. Now, some of you may like to have your schedule just by day, and that's fine too. You can do either way, but I like to have my weekly schedule at a glance. Obviously, this one's blank because I cannot show you my real schedule with student names on it, but you get the idea. So the first section that I have is my weekly schedule at a glance. I like to come in the morning and open it up and see what my day is going to look like. Now, this often gets covered with sticky notes because if I want to quickly write down, hey, I need to test a kid, or this kid's going to be absent, but this other student needs to be screened, I can do all my just important schedule changes in here. Okay, the next thing I do is I have my data collection sheets organized by pages. So my students' data collection sheets are actually organized by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, this is empty. It would not be if this was my actual real planner with all of my real data collection sheets. But I wanted to be careful because I don't want to show any student identification, as you know. So here is an example of what I do. I have my data collection sheet, which, by the way, I copy and paste all of the information from our same goal, which is our IEP system, and I put it into the data collection sheets, and everything is easily hyperlinked and copy and paste, and it's great. So I can quickly update that when I need to. But then what I do to keep attendance is I paperclip the attendance sheet behind the data collection sheet. And then when, let's say they've had a new IEP, then I just print the new data collection sheet, and then just by the end of the year, I've got a couple data collection sheets and then my attendance sheet. Which also is going to say a super easy attendance sheet is the school district calendar. You can just print that out and use that. I have done that before and it works amazingly. So I know what you're asking, or thinking. You're probably wondering, don't you see some students multiple times per week? How are you just keeping them in, their data collection sheets in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? And you are right. There are students that we see multiple times per week. What I do is I organize my day, right? So in here, I've got my students organized by the exact student or group that I see first, and on and on and on. Now, when that student, let's say this student is a Monday, Wednesday kid, at the end of the day, I then pull this data collection sheet and then I would move it to Wednesday. And I'd put it in the correct order that I see them. So that way my day is already organized and ready to go. So it's honestly just a shuffling of data collection sheets and papers throughout the week. But this system has worked really well for me. I don't want multiple data collection sheets by day. I want to just kind of keep it going, and it's just a rotation, and that's what I do, and it works. Next, I have a section where I keep spare just blank attendance sheets and data collection sheets. I just keep a couple in there, and that way if I get a new student, I can just, grab one and at least have a way to have some notes taken down and keep track of when I saw that student. The next thing I have is a section for IEP meeting days, and honestly, this is just where I have printed out a schedule of the IEP meeting day that's coming up. As I'm working on reports, I can kind of check off, who's done in draft mode, or who's, who I need to send things home for. But also I use Trello a lot for that too. So yeah, there's a tutorial for that. But anyways, this is just a section where I can print out things and have them ready to go. And then on IEP meeting day, I also have a form that I can refer to quickly, and I can check things off and take little notes and whatnot. The next section in my binder is my caseload list, which of course would not really be blank. I edit this in Google Slides. I would type in my student's name, and actually in Google Slides I have it all hyperlinked to my data collection sheet so I can get to them quickly, and it's kind of nice because let's say we've just done their IEP meeting, then I can quickly go in and redo the goals and print out the new data collection sheet. But anyways, I keep track of my caseload list in here. Also in my binder, I keep track of all of my IEPs that are due by month. So I just have all of the months, and of course I also have this edited in Google Slides. I can keep track of it that way and print it out, or handwrite on it also if I need to make quick changes. But yeah, so those are just a section for IEPs that are due by month. And then this is the same type of thing. The next section of my planner has evaluations that are due by month. And behind that, I have just a section where I can kind of keep track of these students that I've tested. Okay, next up is progress reports. And what I do is each quarter, first of all, I go in and I type the names in Google Slides, and then I print this out. And I just check off each student as I have completed their progress report. I can highlight the students, or in Google Slides, maybe just bold their name if they are speech-only kids, and if I'm responsible for printing out that progress report and getting it home. But yeah, I like to have a quick, easy way just to kind of keep track of the progress reports that I have already completed. So this is how I do that. It's super simple and literally just a checkmark system. The next section in my planner is devoted to referrals that I have received. So I can do this in Google Slides, but honestly, I usually just print this page out. It's easier for me to just, handwrite them in. But I just have the student name here, the teacher, and what the concern is. And I'll just go ahead and flip to the next page because it goes along with that. But then I have my screenings page, and then same thing, I can keep track of the student, the teacher, the date that I did the screening, and the result of the screening. The next thing in my planner is the caseload changes section. So this is where I can keep this is where I can keep track of students who have transferred in or maybe transferred out of the district, students who have been dismissed, and students who I tested but did not end up qualifying for speech services. So this is again something that I could edit within Google Slides, but I usually just keep track of it on paper, just handwrite it in. It's just a little bit quicker, but whatever works for you. The next section is extremely helpful. I needed a better way to keep track of my renewals and certifications. So, when my Ohio speech licensure was due, or when my ASHA license is due to be renewed and whatnot. So on this page, I can keep track of all of that, and it's just an easy way for me to stay on top of things. And the next page is a communication log. So if I want to keep track of, maybe I've called a parent or emailed a parent or sent a remind or whatnot, I can keep track of that in here. Although, of course, if it's related to an IEP, I want to make sure that I'm using that documentation of attempts form in the IEP system that we have. But yes, it is nice to have a communication log in your planner. The next tab that you're going to want to make sure that you have is a passwords section for all of the websites that you need to remember your password and your username for. So in this section I have here, and you can put the website, your username, and then a password or a password hint. So this is just a nice thing, which again, I don't actually type this information out into the computer system. I print out this page and then I write down my information and everything that I need. You definitely, I think, want to have a hard copy of this information. Finally, I just have a general section with reminders, you know, what's going on today, this week, this month, upcoming meetings or appointments, just general reminders of things that I don't want to forget. And then also it's nice to just have a folder for other. So this is my general/other section. You're going to get papers or other things that you want to keep track of that maybe don't fit nice and neatly into the other sections of your binder. So this is kind of my little catch-all folder tab area. But yeah, it's important. It's good to have. So hopefully you found that helpful. I know that it is a little bit crazy trying to keep track of all of the things that we need to keep track of as school SLPs, but hopefully that this kind of just dive into how I organize my SLP planner was useful for you. And just as a reminder, if you're interested in getting the exact same planner that I have, I put the link to it below. This planner is available in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. So be sure to check that out and just see if you would find it useful. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed this content, and let me know in the comments if you're gonna change up how you organize your SLP planner, or if you enjoyed or liked this system. And please make sure that you hit subscribe, because I have a ton more SLP content headed your way. Thanks guys, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.